Agriculture on the move.
Agricole mouvement.
Agriculture on the move.
Agricole en mouvement.
Agriculture on the move.
Agricole mouvement.
Agriculture on the move.
Agricole en mouvement.
Good day, viewers, and welcome to the program Agriculture on the Move. I am Phillip Sydney, your host. I have said it time and time again that governments cannot employ everybody on island. I will say it, and I'll continue to say it. It's impossible. Whoever government that's a party in power, it is impossible. So people have to be entrepreneurs, they have to be creative, and government will create the environment for you to ensure that whatever project that you're engaged in can be established. As far as agriculture is concerned, if you're a young person and you want to become a farmer, you can be given all the ideas professionally to enable you to get to that level. If you are an agro-processor, the same exists. That is why today with me are two gentlemen. Mr. Francis Lubin, he's from Miku, and of course Mr. Patrick Velinor, who is from the Mabuya Valley. Gentlemen, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Welcome and thank you.
I will start with you, Mr. Lubin.
Yeah.
Take us through that journey. What made you go into agro-processing?
Oh. Yeah, the journey is long. I'll just try to be short.
Yes.
It started not too long after I was married in 1997. Mm-hmm. But in 1980, I learned how to make wine.
Okay.
I was very interested in it after I realized that the prickly pear, cactus root,
Mm-hmm.
was so vast in Miku. And the precursors that I found in it, the medicinal values, my wife and I decided to go into it.
Okay.
We found it was very nutritional. It was good for diabetes and pressure. It builds up your energy level. If your sugar pressure is either high or low, it will neutralize it for you.
Wow.
And we found out making wines from it was just superb.
Okay.
And everybody who tasted it loved it. So we said, well, we better make a business out of it.
All right.
Right away we said, we will not seek for employment, but we'll try to create employment. My wife and I started in it, and as our little kids were being born, they all fell into the very same drug.
Wow.
And until now, I'm going a little further into it.
Okay.
So we started with juice, wine, and we are now going into liquors.
Wow.
Yes.
Great. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what about you?
Well, mine is a big story. I'm a mechanic by profession,
Oh.
but you'll find that I have always been in farming. As a matter of fact, I'm a certified farmer.
All right.
Now, the ministry were issuing plants to the farmers, Latanier and Mobi plants. And farmers were a bit hesitant in taking up the Latanier and the Mobi plants because it takes 5 years to get matured.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt this was what I wanted. Mm-hmm. I did not want something that would ask for demand for so much caring. Mm-hmm. So I went into the Latanier and the Mobi. Mm-hmm. The Latanier is to make brooms, and the Mobi is to skin the Mobi and sell Mobi.
Mm-hmm.
It took 5 years for it to get to the mature stage, and when it got to the mature stage, well, the sad part was it came out as a project, a 3-year project, and when the 5 years was up, there was no more project to take care of it.
Okay.
So I had to take it up on my own. And I told myself that I am not giving up no matter what. Mm-hmm. So I decided to try the Mobi and start skinning the Mobi, and until I got it right, I start skinning the Mobi, preheat it in the sun, put it in an oven to dry, package it, and now they are being sold at every Massy supermarket in Saint Lucia.
Wow, wow, wow.
Now, with the Latanier now, I started making the brooms, and I noticed after about 8 years, the Latanier plants start bearing seeds. And it was heartbreaking to see the amount of seeds the Latanier bearing and all that have to fall on the ground. And they look so attractive. Mm-hmm. I saw the birds eating it. I remembered my father telling me, anytime you see the birds eating the fruit, it's not poisonous. So I tasted it. After tasting it, I said, I'm going to do something with it.
Wow.
I went to the Ministry of Agriculture and asked them to do a research to find out whether it's edible with me. After some time, they told me, yes, it's edible. I said, well, okay, I'm going to try the drink. I started making the drink, go to different workshops and ask people to give me feedback. Some of them would tell me they don't want to taste it. Some of them would tell me it tastes very good. From that, after I start making I start making wine with it now. When I made the wine, the first thing I went to the Bureau of Standard and I told them about it, and they told me I would have to do a nutrition analysis. I had to send it to Trinidad to get the nutrition analysis done, and even after that, I was asked to get a second opinion to take it to another lab. I took it to Canada myself, and I have a sister in Canada who assisted me in taking it to the lab. And surprisingly, where we took it to the lab, that same lab is testing the product for the brewery, the Bounty factory, sorry.
Okay.
So it's like when the result came out, it was unbelievable. Wow. And even the Bureau Standard was even more than surprised to see the value of the Latanier wine.
Okay.
You find there's a gentleman presently who was suffering with prostate, and he stopped the doctor's medication, and all he drinks now is the Latanier. He uses the dry one. But you know, Lucians love sweet wine, and believe me, it's like even Ministry of Commerce got some testers to come and test the wine, and the result was, don't care what anybody tell you, these are good wines, you can go ahead with them.
Wow.
Now I have my farm where I plant all different tree crops, and presently, I mean, we all know fruits don't sell. So I tell myself, okay, this is where I'm going to venture my fruits into. So presently, I have about 16 different varieties of wines. So everything presently comes from my farm.
Wow.
I'm hoping to grow that the other farmers, one day I will be able to purchase from them and expand and get bigger.
Wow. So how many acres of land do you have?
Presently, I have about 5 acres, but I'm occupying about almost 4 acres of land.
Okay, okay. And so all of this is in the Marbella Valley?
Yes.
Oh, wow. In terms of employment on your farm and of course in your agro-processing, do you have people working with you?
Yeah, I have people working part-time.
Okay.
Because you know, some of our people, they are kind of unreliable. So it's only in your presence they will do what you want them to do. You know. But
which is sad, eh?
Yeah, it is very sad.
Yes,
yeah.
yes, yes.
But I have them working part time with me, and even in the winery thing, I have people taking care of like the bottles and you know doing this kind of thing.
Okay.
But it's like I'm always wishing that some interested people will come and learn some of, even like the broom making. I have over 1.5 acres of broom, the Latanier. I sell wholesale to individuals. Whoever wants to buy the leaves, make their own broom and sell.
Wow.
Some of them, I would even offer them that I'm selling the leaves to them, and when they finish the broom, I'll purchase the broom from them for me to sell. Because I mean, I have the contacts to sell the leaves. And you still find some of our people a bit hesitant in coming to learn how to make even the brooms where they can make the money out.
And even young people are
yeah,
like that. Yeah.
I'm willing to teach anybody.
Wow, 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 wow. Mr. Lubin, in terms of your raw material, where do you get it from?
Yes, with my cactus roots, we have our own planted, but also we were trying to get, if we could acquire certain parts around the Miko area by the sea.
Yes,
yes, because they grow very well there.
Yeah, yeah.
But unfortunately, our people has been putting fires to the cactus too.
Wow.
And destroying almost all of them.
Okay, okay.
And I've been saying, if the people knew how precious the cactus was, prickly pear, nopal, they wouldn't have done it, because at the fair, at the Journée Creole, I had some people from Martinique here coming in, and they told me, when they saw it, they said, nopal. They were excited. And they asked me, comment cavani? And I give them the price. They say, me Martinique sachet.
Okay.
Avec si ou te sa mouti en l'air là, "Udakai fella hamisia." You know, I was excited at that. You know? So I told my wife, "Well, look, you hear what the people are saying."
Right.
Another one came and told me, "I think the 15th of December they are going to have something grand in Martinique."
Okay.
So the Monsieur Makaisabao Place Logement.
All right.
So you could be here, you know, and we'll arrange things. Come on the 15th of December. Well, I told Vel about that also.
Okay.
So if
Anyway, hold that point.
Yes.
I'm getting drunk already. You're watching Agriculture on the Move. Stay tuned.
Saint Lucia is blessed year-round with an abundance of fruits. But do you know that most of them go to waste? Here's an opportunity to invest either from a small to a large-scale agro-processing enterprise. You can contact the Ministry of Agriculture for further information.
Welcome back to the program. I'm getting drunk, people. You can see all the liquors and the alcohol, the wines. You know, so you know, watch responsibly. Watch responsibly. I'm very pleased with you two gentlemen, and I know there are so many other persons out there who are also involved. As you realize that we brought at the World Food Day activity this year, one of the things that the ministry did was to highlight agro-processing, and it's amazing. I met some new persons who heard about the fair, and they called me. I did not know them, but when they explained to me, I said, "Look, come, I will find a spot for you." And 5 of them came, you know, and it was amazing to showcase to Saint Lucians what Saint Lucians are doing in the out districts, you know, especially in the rural areas, the rural poor. I'm thinking here is we need to empower those persons, take them to the next level, you know. There's some, and what's interesting, there are young persons who are now getting into it. There's a guy who's doing coconut virgin oil, all right, and he just put his own label. So right now, we are going to work with him to take him to the next process. You understand? So that's the government. The Department of Agriculture, I'm sure you are aware. There are 2 agro-processing plants that was constructed. One in Foaso with the assistance by the Taiwanese government, and which is in operation. Then you have one in Angers and Miku, which is going to become to be commissioned. In addition to it, next to it there is a cocoa fermentary. All right. They are using the women cluster in Miku. I'm sure you know they are using a new product now. It's just called the Miku chocolate, which is indigenous to Miku. In other words, they get the cocoa from the farmers in Miku, and it is done in Miku. So I mean, we're going places. You know, we're going places. Where so in terms of your raw material, you do not have persons growing it for you, or you grow it yourself?
At the moment, I grow it myself because the people are not aware of how good it is. I even have grapevine, which I would have been glad if I was able to purchase it from the farmers. But I think we were misled in the way we were thinking. Is banana, or if it's not banana, it's all over.
Yeah, but we need to diversify.
Yes, we need to diversify, that's right. And I see we can go places. We could put Saint Lucia on the map internationally. With me, I would have been glad if I was able to get a little more land by the sea areas, that I would be able to grow more of the prickly pear and the nopal. So
that's where it grows alone?
It grows different places. I have it somewhere a little further in. But I noticed the better result is where rocky areas.
In the scrublands.
Yes, because it's a desert fruit.
Right.
And they like the sunlight and a little sea breeze and whatever. But I don't see it not growing other places. It can grow other places.
Yes. As a matter of fact, I have a grape tree by my home, and it already started bearing.
Oh, that's great.
All right.
And 2 months ago, I went to Canada. I went to visit some wineries, and I visited the grape farms. And it was really exciting to see how, you know, and even like the whole understanding of the grape, it gives me a new understanding, because they would only cut the grape tree about 3 feet high, and then just a few branches, and then it would bear just about the 3 feet high, where they would put, they would net that would protect them from the birds, and there they would bear all kind of grapes, lots of grapes.
Wow. There's a gentleman, he's also a Lubin.
Yes.
He's from
He's my
La
cousin.
Pointe,
Yes.
the cousin.
Yes, florist.
Yeah. He has about almost 3 or 4 acres of grape.
Yes.
In Beausejour, Vieux-Fort.
Yeah.
I'm only hoping that the project down there does not. I don't think it's going to interfere with him. So I think he will continue.
Be safe. Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, he's doing very well. If you want to purchase your grape, you can actually go down there and pick it yourself. You know, and he's doing well. So I'm hoping again with his grape, your wine.
Yes,
I can see a good combination there. But where have you gone since? In terms, have you gone out of Saint Lucia to market your wines and your liquors? Tell us a little.
No, I've not been out of Saint Lucia, but my son, I don't know, he created a website. And last week he was telling me that we have sales as far as Sweden.
Okay.
The people who are interested now in our liquor, the spring, summer, autumn, and winter.
Yeah. So you have spring liquor, spring, summer, autumn, and winter?
That's right.
Wow.
Yeah.
But how you arrive at that?
Well, the idea came with our people whom, when we were conversing, the first one we came out is moringa based.
Okay.
And the first one was clear, nice moringa. So we say, that looks like winter. So one of my sons, David, he said, why don't we make a spring? And he thought of the grape leaves, using the grape in the moringa, and we change the colors and the shades, and then come up with, and we did so. So we call them spring, summer, autumn, and winter.
Wow.
And we have people being very interested in them. They buy from us already. But we don't want to stay here.
Yes.
We want to go out.
Exactly.
Yeah. We want to be an explosion.
You cannot stay on island. I mean, we need,
yeah.
your aim is for export.
Export.
Yes.
In that way, we'll be able to create employment.
Yes.
So we don't have to say, the government, there's no work, government. No. We will have enough. That's what we're looking forward to. So we would start with Miko first, then we'll extend to Mabuya Valley and other places.
In terms of your market locally, who are your main market?
Presently, we don't have a stable market here yet.
Okay.
We brought a few of our liquors and wines by Marcy, but they said, I don't know if it's because of the news that one time you heard some people drank some substance.
Oh, down in
Jackmel or something. Yes. And from that time, I think they were a little bit skeptic about what they are getting. That's what I told myself. So they said that they put in a hold on local products for now.
Okay.
So that put a little damp on us.
All right.
So we decided, well, what? The world has not ended. It's only Saint Lucia.
That's right.
It's only Marcy.
Yeah.
So if we can extend to different places, so now we're looking for sales different places in Saint Lucia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have a card and
Yes, we do have our cards.
Your website and stuff like that.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. Well, where you are with your market?
Okay. Presently, I have some of my products like at Island Blend. That's in Gable Woods. There's a little shop that sells different stuff. We have Island Pharmacy. It used to be Singer at one time in Castries.
Yes.
I have at Southwell in Vieux-Fort. I have the Richford service station. And well, my home is the main base.
Of course.
And you find, well, people find me, and I use my transport for selling my product. So everywhere I go, I always have my product with me.
Okay.
And people know me, so they come. I live Richford, opposite the Richford police station.
Okay.
Easy to find.
Okay.
You can stay right by the road and shout me, bring a bottle, and I will help you.
I like that. But you must put a big sign there, man.
Yes, there is a small sign which I figure needs to improve. Because I'm saying even when the plan is, the ministries came to visit my place, representatives from the Ministry of Tourism.
All right.
And in viewing the place, they see that the place is fit for a tourist visiting site.
So an agro-tourist.
Yes.
Kind of
so
thing.
Presently we're thinking of an hour tour, maybe half an hour on the farm and half an hour at the wine place.
Yes,
presently this is what I'm working on.
Great.
Organizing the place by maybe hopefully before or just by the beginning of next year. Everything will be ready. So I'm hoping that the public, that we will organize some opening that more people will get to know and understand about the
Ask
wine.
him a question, please. You know, I'm amazed at Vel. You know, Because Vel has so many things doing, and he has 16 different variety of wines.
Yeah.
You can handle all that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Apart from the wine, I have the Moby back. I have to provide.
Yes, that's what I'm
Massey
saying.
With
Yeah.
the Moby back.
The Moby back.
Yeah.
Yes, I have my farm to take care of, and I'm saying, but the name of my company alone makes me feel Vel's multi-services. I have to
Multitasking.
move with it. Yeah.
But gentlemen, funding, to get to where you are now, how easy was funding to you?
With me, it was very tough in the beginning. We had to go to Bell Fund, and they told us to give us any funding, we must come with some open bills. But we needed a little equity at the same time because we started in a business.
Right.
So it was a little tough that everything we had was to bring a bill to everybody and get what we needed. The commodities, yes, we had them, but we were not able to come out with some strength because there was no cash to help.
Yeah.
And not only that, these institutions, when they give you a loan, is that right away the following month you should start paying, and it was really tough.
Yes.
But somewhere around the line we were able to succeed.
Okay.
Okay.
We are due for another break. Stay tuned.
Family time is a healthy time, and a healthy family eats smart. Local fish and seafood from fishermen and farmers that you trust with your family's health is always fresh. Choose fresh seafood because it's packed with nutrients. St. Lucia's fish and seafood producers meet every government standard for health and safety, high quality, fresh local food products straight from the fisherman to you. Choose St. Lucian fish and seafood at your local grocers and choose a healthy lifestyle for your entire family.
I use fresh local fish right there from the fisheries department. Eat fresh, buy local.
St. Lucia's fishermen produce an abundance of fresh foods, highly nutritious and incredibly tasty. Together when it's most important. Healthy families, buy fresh, eat fresh.
Welcome back. Vel, tell us your journey into the funding of your project.
Okay, the first stage was when I had to do the nutrition analysis. When I was told that I have to do a nutrition analysis, and I just start up with my business, when I find out how much money it would cost me to take it to Trinidad to do the nutrition analysis, 3,000 EC dollars to do just one, the Latany product.
$3,000.
$3,000 to get it tested.
See?
Wow.
And it's like, I wasn't expecting to go through that kind of channel or go through that kind of financial expense at the beginning. But anyway, I was able to do it alone. I had a little difficulty with even the ministry because I wanted a document to state or a means of sending the project to Trinidad, and that I could not get.
Why?
When I went to the ministry, it's
Which ministry?
Ministry of Agriculture. And it's like nobody can find the right person to assist me. I end up getting a friend, Euphalia, who worked with the ministry.
Correct.
She was able to take it as her luggage to Trinidad for me.
Wow.
After going through that, even when I had to take it to Canada now, I went to the ministry again, asking for a document to take my stuff. When I get to immigration, at least I could show them that I'm taking my product for testing. And it's like everybody I go to, they are not responsible, it's somebody else. Until the time was up that I tell myself, I'm still going with it. Nothing can stop me.
Wow.
I took it in my suitcase, and like I said, when I got to Canada, my sister assisted me, and here I am.
Wow.
So I understand it is rough. It might be rougher than you even think, but tell yourself, if you really want to go for it, you will get it.
Yes. It's the ease of doing business.
Yeah.
And that's my problem I have with government ministries overall, even our ministry. I think people need to be a bit more sensitive when it comes to these issues, especially when people are doing things for themselves.
Yes.
And I believe that you need to create that environment for them to succeed. Right. So at the end, so now you have gotten, so you did everything on your own. Your funding was on your own to get you where you are. Wow. You were able to get your agro-processing plant organized. Who gave you the guidance? How were you able to get to that level?
First, I am the kind of person who like to do my research. And even traveling to Canada, I visited a winery. I once did the Ministry of Agriculture took, I think, about 8 of us to Grenada and on a field trip. And my main concern was, since I know I'm into the wine section, my main concern was to visit a winery, which I got the opportunity to visit. So putting all these things together, I have done quite a bit of traveling. And every time I go, it's like my field, that's my concern. You know, so because of that, I can picture what I want to see. It's not what it is presently, that's not what I want to see, but for now, that's what it is. And I can see bigger pictures for my business.
So is your agro-processing plant certified?
Yes, it is certified by the
Bureau Standards.
Even before I started this structure, I went to them to ask them what are the criteria in putting up such thing, and they gave me the list, so I work within the list, so I didn't have much of that problem.
Okay, great. What about you, Mr. Lubin?
Yes, I'm also certified with Bureau Standards.
Okay.
And actually, we just renewed, I think, 2 weeks ago, that we're able to go back down and get our certificate again. So.
Question for both of you. How were you all able to really get into the chemistry of the processing of those liquor? Because you were in the wine, you went into the liquor. You know, how were you able to get the formula? I mean, who did it for you? Are you a chemist by profession?
I'm not a chemist, but we had ideas as we, the world is open. We have internet.
Correct.
You learn things here and there, or you read a few books, and you get out, oh, all right, to better my wines, how to get it a clarity, to get the moringa looking the way I want, the taste that I need. And then last year, we decided to go a little further into the liquor. When we saw the moringa was so good, very nutritious. And we said, let's do something out of moringa. And when we did it, the taste, everybody said, wow. We first called it rum. But rum, we know rum is from cane and molasses. When you said that, we say, no, that's not rum. That's going on smooth. And you don't have a hangover. When you drink this liquor that we have, within the next 1 to 2 hours, you just get back normal. So somebody told me, in that case, they can drink a lot of that, so we can have a lot of sales. Is drink a lot, get sober in 1 to 2 hours, and continue.
I like that. So, Vels, what about you?
Yeah, with me, whatever I want, I always try to associate with the people I figure that can give me what I want. Like if I'm in the Bounty factory, I went on a field trip at the Bounty factory where I questioned the people and they assisted me. I sent my products there for testing. The brewery, again, I went there again. They tested my product for me. They assisted me in getting some of the tools, like I have the refractometer, I have the venometer, I have the
you have all the
hydrometer. I have some of the most important things I would need for testing. So it's like I can maintain whatever I'm doing. The bricks, or if you should say the sugar content, I can. So it's like whatever I am doing, I can maintain it. If it's a drink I'm doing and I figure that's the amount of sugar it should contain, so at all times it will remain what I want it to be.
Gentlemen, we have reached the end of the program,
Yes, Mr. Sydney.
I really want to thank you all for being here, honestly. I know there's a lot you would like to talk about, but I wish you all success. I think you all are on the right track. I think now you'll need to look at your markets. Regional and extra-regional.
Extra-regional.
So I really want to thank you for being here, all right? And whatever assistance the ministry can give, again, we will gladly assist. Thank you again for being here.
Thank you, Mr.
You've been watching Agriculture on the Move. I would like to thank Mr. Vel and Mr. Lubin for being here. You viewers, I mean, go and buy the product. They're very good, not only for alcohol to get you drunk, however, they are medicinal purposes in it. I've tried it and it has worked. And for high blood pressure, for diabetes, trust me, I can tell it works. So please get in there. Thank you again for viewing. I'm Phillip Sydney saying goodbye. See you again.
Agriculture on the move.
Agricole mouvement.
Agriculture on the move.
Agricole en mouvement.
Agriculture on the move.
Agricole en mouvement.
Agriculture on the move.
Agricole en mouvement.